gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to ChaosCraft, in which I've been attempting to tidy up my base. There's an awful lot of unfinished projects going on around here, and I've made it the focus of this episode to start tackling a few of them. First up was of course this giant rail area, which I've now done a lot of work on the under the track layer. It's the same sort of cyberpunky theme, a little further down, all the way really to the edge of the town. I have built this lovely roof. I really love this pattern, this template with the cherry roof, the nether bricks and the red nether bricks. I think it works quite well. And of course the stained glass down here is quite fetching. I've kept the water feature that's been here since the beginning. It's basically it comes out of the spring here in the mountain, and I thought, yeah, it's a bit of life, it's a bit of movement, it's a bit of ambience for the area, and so I've kind of kept it. It is blocked off, sort of. Oh no, it's not. It's coming out down here, so it comes out down by the station main area. So I need to think about what I'm going to do down here. Over here, you may notice this building. If you're the keen eye, you will notice that this building has shot up. It was always quite tall. I think there was once the front of it was done, but I've built the other three sides, put a little bit of a roof on. I never do roofs right from the top, I never make these interesting to look at. But I think just to show you, we have, can I get in through the window? No, I can't. What about this window? This looks more promising. Here we go. So this is an empty room. I need to work out what I'm going to do with this. By the way, awesome block that I've just found. Quartz geol block. It goes with the palette really well, don't you think? Anyway, so I've got to find out a use for this room. I mean, it's a room with a view, sort of. But yeah. Anyway, down below, another empty room, and then down the stairs. We have, if you remember, way back early on in the season, I built this villager breeder and villager discount motivational machine. And yeah, it's been here the whole time. It's been switched off for a long time because I've got all the villagers I need for now. But yeah, it's now at least enclosed, and so they're not open to the elements. What next? Oh yes, over here we have experience shower has been moved. It was originally in this mud building down here, but I've moved it into its own purpose-built premises, and it is hosted by none other than Papa K, who, as you can see, is enthusiastically pointing towards the shower. And it's not just any old experience, it's the blue stuff. So this is the Create Enchantment Industry mod, and it gives you this hyper experience. And just look at the speed of those levels, it's quite something. Takes a bit of work to get to it. I don't want to use it all up, but yeah, it's just a handy little area. And of course everyone can sit here and get changed. And probably watch you shower. So it's very European. I've spent a bit more time here as well, just adding a few more details to these buildings, like this guttering here, which is a plastic fence post, which I think look pretty good. Some trapdoors, some frog lights, frames, just to make it look like billboards from a distance. Yeah, it's something that I believe probably looks better from a distance, and certainly it does at night when it comes into its own. Underneath the railway in the station. Have I shown you this interior before? I'm very proud of it. It's a nice big area with some useful information on board. On the board, I should say. So we have this area here, which is the Froglight Farm, which is a little bit of a strange place to put it, but this is going to be a waiting area here. I think that's a future grain problem to deal with. And I've also added some walls around here, just below the edge of the railway line, and you'll be able to descend some stairs down into this sort of industrial area down here. If you remember, this is where all my mechanism noisy machines are. I've decorated the walls, it's starting to come together nicely. I think that may well be a focus of an upcoming episode to try and move Mechanism forward. I needed a kitchen, you know, I needed something to make advantage of some of the Farmer's Delight stuff. And what I've done is, after also finishing this alley, well, okay, not finishing, I've put all the blocks in. I need to add some details, so some bins and some general rubbish, because it's very bright for a seedy alley. It's supposed to be seedy. It's not seedy enough, if you ask me. What does it look like with shaders? Still not particularly seedy, but I'll work on that. Anyone's got any tips for me on seediness, then in Minecraft, of course, then please let me know. We have up here the burger restaurant. This is the kitchen area here. So it's a cosy little kitchen overlooking the swamp over there and the monument to chaos. But it's just quite handy. We've got a little bit of a skillet going on, so I don't think I have any. Do I have any raw meat? Let's see what I've got in here. Raw. Oh, here we go. Raw catfish. Never cooked that before. Whack that in the skillet. It will cook, and then it should, if I turn off my magnet, it should automatically go into the basket if I'm not around. Maybe I've misjudged that. I don't know. It just shoots out. Okay, that's just not very handy at all. Okay, I thought it went into the basket, but maybe not. I will just pop these in here. What else have I got to? Oh yeah, so behind the scenes in the burger restaurant, we have a menu. Yeah, we do. Delicious burgers. Yeah, that's where the waste goes. But out here, we've got a lovely little seating area where you can wait for your burgers to be prepared. The trouble is, I don't actually have any burgers, so I'm hoping Sandy might be able to help me out on that front. So up here on the platform, I started to work on, I think, what will probably be one of the final touches to the station, and that is the platform sort of wall, if you like. I also want a little bit of a roof over the platform, and I think this side I'm going to leave it uncovered. I want this to be a little bit more rough, this side. I need to do all the textures and detailing over here in terms of the floor, but I've changed from this black, is it black stone? Basalt. This basalt style to something that just polished squares, which I think looks pretty nice, especially this bit of diorite and a bit of tough variants of that block. I think it just has a nice bit of variation, and it just looks right for me with this on the edge of the platform here. Some signalling that's been done, you know, so we've got actually, although obviously it's not working because the train's stuck there, so I need to go and double check that. Some places to sit, wait for your train. I also plan to put, probably around here somewhere, a display board up here so you've got some platform information for you. But I need a roof, and I think that's what I'm going to work on next. So this is a start, but I want something that is going to be a nice statement for people. If you're looking down here, I want it to be quite, without hiding those buildings, I want it to be quite a futuristic build, and maybe a little bit more fancy than some of the stuff down here on ground level, perhaps. Anyway, let's get going. I need to collect some items for my cannon, and then look forward to getting this done. So for you, I'll skip head to the time lapse. Well, I tell you what, I am pretty happy with how this has turned out. This is fast becoming one of my favourite builds here. Already, this whole area is looking great, and this platform roof has really sort of stepped it up a level. I think probably could do with a teeny bit more detailing, some buttons and things like that, and some posters to make it a little bit more cyberpunky, I think. But I mean, all in all, I mean it's modern, futuristic, it's eye-catching. I'm maybe considering extending the roof a little further over the tracks, but for now I'll just leave it as it is. Let's have a look with shaders, because this is going to be pretty nice, I feel. Yeah, that is... I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that indeed. It's just enough light to make it look, to make it stand out, but also not too much. And I do need to get the display board up and running at some point, but it's not a priority. I'm just glad we've got pretty much a finished station. I need to work a little bit on the entrance here and also down there. But yeah, what do you reckon? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Any suggestions for the detailing? I mean, what else can I do? It's perhaps a little bit plain, but I mean, this is the future, you know? The future in a swamp. And oh, I'm happy with it. All right, let's leave it there. Anyway, I think shaders off. We will now turn ourselves to a different project, I think. So let me paint you a picture. I have this wonderful AE2 system, and it's great. It's huge. I've got storage for days. I've got absolutely loads of storage. I can search for everything I want, but you know, it's not very modern though, is it? You may think, Grain, if you go mad, of course it's modern. Well, the problem is that I have to go to a terminal to use it. But I think we're now ready to go wireless, and that is both for our items and our power. And for those that are not familiar, we have Powah mod reactors, and we have obviously AE2 as I've just mentioned. And there are some ways, reasonably straightforward ways, to make that a wireless setup. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, the first thing we need to do is set up the wireless access point, which, as far as I'm aware, is a pretty straightforward and simple thing to do. Do I have any spare channels now? I'll go up a floor here to my magic autocraft in place. And we are 8 out of 8 channels used. 3 out of 8 channels used. Okay, so if I stick the wireless access point there, I'm hoping, yep, so it's online. We will, as you can see, it's got a range of 16 meters, and it uses 16 RF. What's that? Redstone, I think. Redstone. I don't know. I'm not very good with these power things. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because I've got loads of power. And if I add a card, it goes, it's 1 meter at a time. The energy usage goes up. But we are going to max it out to 64. So it's got a 528 meter range, which would be great if I had a device that was charged. I need to go and downstairs and link this. I think it's shift. Perhaps you can only link it when it's got power, but that's another story. Okay, we'll pop that back. I am going to install another wireless access point over here by the station. I think maybe we'll just stick it up here, out of the way. Okay, and then see if that goes purple. There we go. And then stick 64 more range upgrade cards, so we should be pretty good for coverage or in the base. I need to charge my device and test that out, but I'm going to charge my device the fun way. So this way is basically wireless power, which is something that is possible. So first of all, I've left a little space here for to build another nitro reactor. So that will do its thing. Love watching this build. And there we go. So we have a nitro reactor, which of course is empty. So let's just pop up to the roof, head down here, and I have come prepared. So this is an energy acceptor that will allow for any excess energy from this reactor to go into the AE2 network. And then also we are going to add an export bus, and this is what will provide the various ingredients needed for the reactor. So these are redstone blocks. We need dry ice, which is the best coolant you can get apparently. What else do I need? Uraninite, but not block, in lump form, for the want of a better phrase. Coal. We want blocks of coal, and then finally we will top it up with a bucket of water. So that should slowly start to add things to it, but I'm in a hurry, so I'm going to speed it up a bit. Done. That was quick. And so now it's storing up excess electricity in like an internal battery that it has. Auto mode, if you're someone that will get power fluctuations in your base, and you really want to save all of these bits for when the power plant is not being used that much, then stick it on auto mode and it will basically turn it off when it's below 70. It will turn it off when it's above 70% of stored energy. So we have a, quite frankly, ridiculous amount of power. 2 million FE per tick. Forge energy, that's what it is. Forge energy. I knew that. Right, I just need to pop the wood back. This is just a temporary cover, by the way. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do on top here. I'm also not a fan of these trapdoors. I thought it was pretty cool when I did it, but I'm bored of it already. Right, so we now have power. But it's a lot of power going to waste. So the next stage is to, where is it? They all look very similar. So we have this ender cell. Now this ender cell is effectively, if I put this in here, this is a way to get energy into a wireless realm. You know, this is, think about anything to do with endermen, ender pearls, you know, teleportation and the like. So it took me a while to understand what I need to do here, but at the moment it's basically it's a battery that doesn't have any battery capacity. It's a shell. It's basically a casing. So you can add energy cells in here, and as you can see, there's a lot of energy that will go in there. So this will start charging. This machine is obviously draining really quickly, because it's charging a stupid amount, more than I will ever need, but you know, I've got it all auto crafted now, so I can go for these top tier stuff pretty easily, which is awesome. So this ender cell is going to slowly build up its capacity, and what I need to then do is pop a player transmitter, and this will, in theory, oh no, I need the binding card, of course. So I think that goes in here. And as you can see, magically, if I can get it working, of course. Nope, wrong button, getting myself confused. Wireless crafting terminal. So I could pop this in here. Check out my key bindings. Open wireless terminal N. Nope. Ah, okay. Next thing that I've forgotten to do. I knew I would forget something. I need to link this to the network. Second attempt. I need to pop this in the wireless access point, and then all of a sudden, as you can see, it says linked. So I am now wirelessly connected to my AE2 network. How good is that? Even better, I can pop it in a curio slot using the N key, and yeah, I have a crafting AE2 terminal. So I think the last thing, so I have wireless power, great, you know, wonderful. It is only available, I think, in this dimension. So to change that, this card, I need to go and right click on an Enderman to upgrade it to a multi-dimensional power. So this basically means that any devices that need electricity to charge, like in the future my mechanism suit, will need this, and it will never run out. You know, I won't have to keep refueling my jetpack, because it'll all be electricity and it'll all be wireless. It'll be absolutely awesome. So I wonder, am I very lucky, and is there an Enderman nearby? Let's consult the map. I don't think I'm in luck. Oh well, not to fear. We have the ability to go to the end, don't we? So there will of course be no shortage of them. Now the question is where. I think this is in the end. I really do need to sort these out. They are everywhere. They're just scattered around. I could do with naming things. Let's have a look. Ah, this is promising. Right, just look down. Look down. Hello? Does it not work on Ender babies? There we go. Don't think I've angered them. But it is now a dimensional binding card. So I will just pop this binding card back into the transmitter. And now it's powering me. So whenever I'm in the nether or any other dimension, I will have power wisely sent to me at a really stupid amount. I mean, this whole reactor will top this up, which will send it through here. So all of my devices, once I start becoming more electric in terms of my personal equipment, we will have power forever, and it will not need me to do a thing. No jetpack refueling needed. So, well, I mean, I'm probably going to call it at this point. You know, we've done a bit of a tour, bit of a refresh, a bit of building. The base really is coming on nicely. You know, there's a lot of undeveloped area up here. Okay, let me just go inside and sleep. I will be back. All right, where was I? Oh yes, so I've got a lot of area that is ready for development, and I kind of want to. I don't want to expand the footprint too much. The emphasis is on verticality and nothing else, and so what I kind of need to focus on is building up. There's a bit of an area here that I'm thinking. I mean, if you're standing here, what I want is for you to feel surrounded. We've now got that on 3 sides, but this bit over here, I need to start building something up. I think maybe behind this, maybe just on the edge of that lake area there. who knows? We'll see. So that will be a thing in future. I am going to make myself a resolution to ensure that I build stuff before I move. I complete stuff, I should say, before I move on to another project. Now that's the test. So we'll see how that goes. I've never been very good at that. But let's just call it for now. You know, you hopefully have seen some progress. Hopefully you're as keen as I am to see this progress even more. And hopefully, with shaders on, you're starting to get a feel for this swamp punk aesthetic that I've had in mind all along. It's coming along slowly but surely. There's a huge amount of work, a lot of hours has gone into this area, and reckon I'm probably about halfway to where I want to be. So yeah, stick with this, stick with the channel, stick with me, and yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. You take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.